Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, we got a video that is just so freaking intriguing to me, guys. It's by B-Ball Breakdown, link to their channel description below, titled Meet the Original Steph Curry. So, like, when I think of Steph Curry, I think of the guy that has changed the complete landscape of basketball. I think of the greatest three-point shooter of all time. Then again, though, Ray Allen played today, shooting, 10 times a game. Who really knows what he'd be doing out there? Just saying, man. But regardless, meet the original Steph Curry. Like, the only other Curry I know is Seth and Seth Curry. Seth, Aisha, Dell, Riley, that's his daughter, right? I think he has another kid too, maybe 2 or 3 more. I don't really know. I don't know his family life, man. Here we go. Let's hop into this video and see the original Steph Curry.
It's well documented.
Wait. Before we get going, you all can drop that like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Okay, now here we go. Now that I got that out of the way.
The path to the modern era of the NBA was blazoned by Steph Curry.
Right, man. He's game changer, man. Literally.
Every three-point record on the books season after season.
And then some.
He was rightfully crowned as the poster child for unleashing a whole new off-the-dribble long-distance shooting attack.
How is he so good at shooting?
Guards follow suit.
How is he so good at shooting?
Was he really the first to do this? I won't blame you if you don't know that back in the late 80s and early 90s, there was a guard who could light it up in much the same way as Curry.
I don't know. I don't know.
From deep and off the bounce.
Del Curry?
And it's an important story to tell, since his name should not be forgotten in the annals of basketball history.
Luke Kennard! I'm just joking.
Contributions to the game are profound and deserve real attention.
You got a nice jump shot, man.
Let's go back to 1988, where a freshman at LSU named Chris Jackson burst onto the scene.
Okay.
Dropping over 30 a game on a decent team that won 20 games that year.
Chris Jackson?
But what you'll notice right off the bat is how quickly he attacked. Didn't wait for the offense to set up and just hunted buckets off the dribble.
Pop-up threes, I like that.
Coming off pick and rolls might look like the norm now, but let me assure you, in college, back then, hardly anybody ever ran them.
Yeah, it was straight up team ball.
You'd never see a three-point shot taken. Never. And here comes Jackson raining down threes, long twos.
Okay, yep.
Floaters, and finishing strong at the rim.
He's a good shooter, but I ain't seen Steph Curry yet. Like, I see a good shooter, regardless,
even though he's shorter than I am. I had the pleasure of interviewing Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
What? How do you say that name? That was some good pronunciation. Wow, that was. Let me hear that again.
Than I am. I had the pleasure of interviewing Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. Did I do that right? That was some good props.
As part of the Big Three playoffs, where he was an instrumental part of the three-headed monsters at age 50. Proving that guys who can get buckets,
I do remember that guy,
always get buckets.
So I'm your age. I grew up the same time. I was a good shooter from three, but we would get benched and cut from the team if we shot a three off the dribble. So I'm curious, why did they allow you to do?
Remember my first basketball tryout? I went in, I did a round the back pass. Guy hit a wide open layup, man, off my court vision, and coach cut me from the team. And that's why Steph Curry dominates the NBA. Because all these old heads have been teaching all these damn children that they got like a certain way to play, but it's like you gotta be different to be great. I also missed a left hand layup. Yeah, I missed like 10 straight free throws. But besides, I think it was the around the back pass they got me cut.
Do that, and did you feel like a pioneer even back then?
Well, I mean, I was playing that way coming up through junior high and high school.
Really?
So when
I also couldn't dribble the basketball, okay? I know you guys are probably wondering, man. I dribble the basketball, somebody tried to steal from me, I cradled, it fell down to the ground, and after a few many times getting yelled at, I cried. I kicked the basketball and I cried, okay?
They're used to seeing that.
Damn.
It's easier to allow a guy to
Got
do
my
it.
back.
I tell guys all the time, if you're going somewhere and people don't know you, people are watching.
So I made the three-pointer, I backtracked, and I tripped over and fell on my ass, and the cheerleader called me ugly. And I lost confidence for the rest of the tryout.
When you listen, when you think that they aren't watching you. So even in practice, get in practice, lean before you start playing with somebody, because you have to train a person's eyes to get used to seeing it. If a coach is not used to seeing and all of a sudden you pull it and you miss, it doesn't look normal. But if he see you working on that stuff in practice, and all of a sudden you do it every now and then,
Man, it's very
like,
intelligent.
Okay, you've trained his eyes to look for those things, and not it.
You gotta look into the triple dimension.
His college exploits led him to break several freshman scoring records. First team All-American and SEC Player of the Year 2 years in a row.
Well, I not heard of him.
And that led the Denver Nuggets to draft him with the 3rd overall pick behind Derek Coleman.
Jackson,
and
is that what we're
Gary
talking
Payton.
about still?
And while his Denver team led the league in three-point attempts that year, it was only 12.9 a game. And Jackson was stuck
That's
behind
crazy.
another point guard who dominated the ball and
That ugly ass
shot a
shot.
lot of threes for any era in Michael Adams.
Michael Adams,
The
bro.
irony that
That's a damn generic player in 2K, bro. Adams family,
Jackson
man.
got
Come on,
to the
bro.
one team willing
Y'all
to
see
spread
that
the
jumper?
floor and let him shoot threes off the
Look
dribble,
like-
only to already have that guy playing over 35.
What's that one player, man? Oh my God, I'm not thinking. Who can I not thinking of, man? Oh, Kevin Ducksworth. Like Kevin Ducksworth, a jump shot or something. I
minutes
don't
a
know.
game is all kinds of
He looked like
unfair.
Shaq's free throw.
The Nuggets traded Adams away the next season, but started poor shooting Winston Garland instead, leaving Jackson to get
Hopefully
a
not
meager
related to
19
Darius.
minutes a game. It was at this point that Jackson changed his name to Mahmoud Abdul Rauf.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Okay. Ah.
Converted to Islam. While the
Okay.
NBA had seen
Okay,
players
I
do
heard
this in
this
the
guy.
past, most notably Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, this would become a source of
Damn,
controversy later. By his 3rd year, the Nuggets finally saw the light and installed him as a starter, where he promptly led the team
When he was interviewing the dude, I was like, I mean, he's 50 now, so yeah.
in scoring. And here is where he had a 3-year run of off-the-dribble highlights that we just hadn't seen
Okay.
much from any player, much less the point guard. Back then, point guards were supposed to be pass
Man,
first.
cooking, bro.
And rarely did you see winning teams have points that led the team in field goal attempts. The Nuggets steadily improved with Abdul Rauf running the show. But I'd argue he wasn't unleashed enough, primarily to take more threes. The reason Michael Adams took over 8 a game in 90-91 was because
Can't get
the
over that
head
jump
coach
shot.
was Paul Westhead, where at Loyola
Westhead.
Marymount, he became one of the architects of modern basketball as we know it today. His teams pushed the ball fast and spread the floor for lots of threes. But by this time, Westhead was long gone, replaced by a traditionalist in
Easthead.
Bernie Bickerstaff.
Okay, well.
And Mahmoud did the best he possibly could with an offense that simply wasn't allowed to take threes at all. By 1995-96, he was officially
You tell me I can't shoot threes, I'm requesting a trade.
unguardable, handing a great Jazz team and John Stockton 51 points from all over the floor, including off-the-dribble threes as well as kickouts from the post. No matter where the defense was, it didn't matter.
Hey, interesting,
Then
man,
he
for
led
sure.
his team to one of only 10 victories opponents had over arguably the best team ever assembled in the 72-10 Chicago Bulls, filling it up for 32 points against an assortment of players, including Michael Jordan.
MJ, yep.
And they even unleashed him from three-point land a little bit. His career-high 5.4 attempts served to open up the floor for everyone on the team.
What was his percentage?
And without question,
5 threes.
this is what led him to his best overall season of his career, handing out a career-high 6.8 assists while also nailing 39% of his threes.
Okay.
If you're enjoying
Okay.
this kind of detailed insight into Abdul Rauf's game, you've got to check out our friends over at Playmaker.
Okay, no, I mean, I'll check it. Okay.
Considers
Okay.
the art of shooting. He told me that great shooters can't be satisfied with just making the jump shot.
But for me, it's a little different. I'm always trying to not just think about making it. It gets to the point of how you make it. That's when you get to precision shooting. There are people that are happy just making 10 or 20. But then it's like, okay, I want them to go all net. I want them to come back
bank
to me.
every
I
time.
want them to go off the glass. And
Bank
go in. I
every
want them to go off
time.
the glass and go all net.
That's my signature.
And that's when that's a whole different ball game.
That's a good
whole nother
point.
level when you get into shooting. And then you're working
I'm
off
freaking
the
celebrating that
dribble,
bitch ass
imagine
ball goes
swiping
in, man.
at the ball, imagine
Like,
handing
for
it
real?
face. And the more you do it, it becomes like second nature. And I think this is the best way to train. It's like
Bro,
Bruce
shooting's
said
third
back
nature
in
to
the
me
day,
now.
boards don't hit back.
Fourth nature.
So you want to train as if though someone's there.
With this type of mindset, no wonder he was such a good shooter. He also has Tourette's syndrome, which was almost an advantage for him. Despite having tics he couldn't control, his need to practice until it quote-unquote felt right gave him an incredible work ethic required to achieve the kind of
I ain't a doctor, but I don't think that's what Tourette's is. Isn't that when you just like say stuff randomly? Because that sounds more like a ABCD type of a thing you got going on there.
Skill level and finishing ability that most 6-foot guards can't muster. This should have been the beginning of a 7 or 8 year run of all-star games, accolades, and the inspiration for a generation of young guards unleashing off-the-dribble shots from behind
that was
the arc.
Loki and Oopie was trying to throw there.
Instead, he's largely forgotten. Barely a footnote in the oral history of the NBA. How could we have gone from a singular talent who was a better shooting version of Allen Iverson to a player who was out of the league within 2 years? For several years, Abdul Rauf did not stand for the...
He served a 1-game suspension and for the rest of the season chose to stand and pray silently during the anthem. I did not know this.
The national anthem before games. His faith in Islam demonstrated a strong dedication to living a principled life. In protest of the oppression and racism that exists to this day in the United States, he would either continue stretching or stay in the locker room while the anthem was sung. In March of 1996, a reporter did a story on this, and it became a sensation.
Oh my.
And rather than honoring his constitutional right to express how he felt, the NBA suspended him for a game, the Nuggets benched him, and within 2 years, he was completely out of the league.
Damn, man.
While we are blessed to be able to still see him filled up with the big three,
he is like a little Curry.
In good enough shape that you might think he could still get on the NBA
Curry.
court.
Look like, man.
Let's not forget the legacy he left. As one of the first guards to utilize the pull-up jump shot from distance to level the playing field for all the smaller guys out there, making them as valuable, if not more, than the traditional big men that the NBA has valued for so long.
Play with so many garbage 7-footers out there, man. Like, I hate players that just play ball because they're tall, man. It's like,
who knows? Maybe it was playing against him that made Steve Kerr believe in the off-the-dribble three and unleash this weapon in the Warriors' offense.
I don't know about that.
And the next time you see Steph Curry hit a three-pointer and celebrate the way back down, give a salute to Mahmoud Abdul Rauf while you're at it. And don't let anyone forget who he was and what he stood for.
Okay, that is the end of the video. That was a very well put together video. I really enjoyed that. I love videos like this where I like learn something because I did not know any of that. Like I knew of the dude, like knew of the name, but of course, you know, it was before I was watching basketball. But yeah, man, B-Ball Breakdown. Link to the channel description below. Fantastic video. Keep up the good work. It's a good time, man. Good time.